to know how hard it was, but you picked me up, and I learned to be still and wait on your word. Oh yeah,
Bestow on me.
sit on down, Lord. A word from you.
Lord, speak
Speak to my heart.
Hey, you beautiful ladies. Today is January the 15th, 2015. I am laying in my bed. I'm at home. I haven't did an update in a while, so I owe y'all an update. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't even remember what all I said in my last video. I'm gonna be honest. I know it was called I delivered my two beautiful girls and or whatnot, and so I know I talked about that I delivered, you know, I had a C-section, and I actually had twins. I had two little girls, or I have two little girls. And Lindsay Jewel actually went on to be with the Lord. God needed her for a specific reason. God knows what he's doing. So, you know, I just kind of accepted and just was blessed that he did leave one with me. Lindsay, I could say Lindsay was my husband's twin. She looked just like her daddy. She looked just like her daddy. Tomorrow we're having a homegoing service for her. And it's just going to be like a little burial side funeral to just kind of honor the journey that I had with her from the, you know, the IVF stage to finding out what they were, to feeling her kick, to knowing who was who and, you know, what was what, and just the journey that I had with her. You know, a lot of times we do homegoing service to celebrate the life. Unfortunately, you know, she had already passed away, and so when she was, it's kind of hard to say when she was born, but when she was delivered, she had already, they couldn't get a heartbeat on her. So anyway, I'm celebrating the journey that I had with her, feeling her kick and feeling her move and flip, and just being the little, you know, person that she was. Again, she was only 15 ounces, so she wasn't quite a pound yet. She was 11.5 inches long. She was a ½ inch longer than her sister, but she was smaller than her sister. So one was big and shorter, and one was longer. Wait, okay, so Lindsay was longer and smaller. Londyn is shorter and weighed more. So anyway, we're gonna go celebrate, you know, her journey that me and her had together, and so forth. And so that's gonna be tomorrow morning. We're gonna do that, and so she'll have a little burial spot, so that way, you know, her birthday, we can go and leave a little something, just go visit and just have a spot to know where she is. Okay, so that's baby Lindsay, my little sweet precious girl. And so anyway, Londyn Jade, she is in the NICU. I was discharged on the 11th of January, and it was hard. It was a very emotional moment, leaving with a box and a teddy bear with inspirational things that they had given me for Lindsay, and then leaving London at the hospital. So it was just a very emotional time. I'd have to say, I'm gonna try not to cry, but I'm gonna have to say the most emotional part that I've had wasn't saying goodbye or wasn't seeing my daughter deceased. The most emotional part that got to me was when I had to kind of explain this to my son. And hold on. And my son actually, you know, of course, came in and asked me about the babies, and he was like, "You still got babies in your tummy?" I said, "No, Mama don't have babies in the tummy anymore." And he was like, "Oh," and I was like, "No, it's okay." And I explained to him, and I said, you know, Lindsay's in heaven with God. I said God needed her. And so he was like, "Oh," and I was like, "No, babe." I said, "It's okay." So then he goes, so I told him, you know, she's in heaven. So he goes, "How far is heaven? Is heaven far?" And I was like, I lost it. My husband lost it. I lost it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's one thing to experience it through an adult view, but it's another when your child only knows that there's babies and that they have to come out and that he's going to have sisters. And then when you try to explain to him that one of them is gone to be with the Lord, and I tell him that, you know, she's in heaven, and he asks me, "How far is heaven?" Like I'm going to visit her, you know. And the next morning or the next day, you know, he asked again. And so that was pretty much the last time that he kind of asked. I'm sorry. And that was the last time that he kind of asked about the babies and so forth. So that was the most emotional part for me and my husband, is when he brings it up, you know, or when he asks about it or whatever. Okay, I told you that's the part that just it chokes me up. Because he wants to be a big brother so bad, and you know, I want to give him that, you know. Whew. Okay, so like I said, that's what makes me emotional. That's what makes me emotional, is his feelings and how he is dealing with it. Londyn is a strong little girl. She has gone through a lot since birth. After they were born, it was known that, you know, I did have an infection in my uterus. I was fine up until I had the cerclage done on December 19th. When I had the cerclage done, before I had the cerclage done, I had nothing. I had no contractions. I had no bleeding. I had nothing, like nothing. When I had the cerclage done, I never stopped bleeding and having discharge at all. And so my body, although they tell you, you know, it's a foreign object that's in your body, so you're going to bleed a little bit, you're going to have some discharge, every time I would call them and tell them I was having discharge and this and that, you know, they would be like, well, yeah, that's kind of normal. But this discharge that I was having was just horrible. It didn't have a smell, but it was a lot, you know. It was enough to soak a pad with just discharge. And so after the cerclage, I started having contractions, and one thing led to another, you know. And basically it went from, I had the cerclage done on the, I know I'm kind of getting off the subject, but anyway, I had the cerclage done on the 19th. Christmas night, I went to the hospital because I was having contractions. They said I was severely dehydrated. Started an IV on me, and then basically sent me home. January the 5th, I believe, 5th or 6th, I started having bad contractions. I was having bad contractions for like 3 days before then, but I was having bad contractions. And I was like, okay, at the time, I wasn't yet 23 weeks, was I? No, I wasn't yet. I think that was that Wednesday. But anyway, when I got to the hospital, and they actually, when I first got to the, you know, hospital where I live, I know in the last video, a while back, I told y'all, you know, about the contractions I had all the way there. I kind of explained everything. They thought I might have had an infection. And they said, if we don't deliver the babies and you have an infection, then you could die, because it can turn, you know, into like a toxic. It could poison my blood. So anyway, oh Lord, excuse this hair, y'all. So anyway, it looks horrible. So anyway, they, you know, of course they monitored me and everything, monitored the babies. Well, I noticed about two days, I think, before I actually delivered them, or I had my C-section rather, that I wasn't feeling Lindsay move. And every time they would put the ultrasound thing on to kind of hear like their heartbeats, they could never find another heartbeat. They was like, we keep picking up the same baby, I think. Well, by that time I was like 23 weeks and like a day. And, you know, it's kind of like, I guess, a mother's intuition already beginning, you know, with them, because I was like, something's just not right. I would feel down there, I would touch, I would move, and I wouldn't feel her move, but I would feel Londyn kick on this side and stuff. So anyway, that night I was having contractions like crazy, nonstop. Pain medicine didn't stop it. Nothing stopped it, okay? Nothing at all. And so I was in so much pain, and they were like, look, we need to go ahead and get these babies out. And my first thought, I was like, I'm only 23 weeks and 2 days. Like, are you serious? Like, I couldn't even make it to 24. Are you serious? So God has perfect timing, because the night that I had started having the contractions, I was supposed to go home. And they were like, we're just going to kind of monitor you for one more day. And some things, you know, it was just perfect timing on how everything went. I still have my little bands on, because I still have to go to the hospital to see Londyn. But anyway, so they would not, they like I said, they let me stay that an extra night just to be monitored. And then that night is when I started having contractions so bad, up until the morning time. No pain medicine would help the contractions. The anesthesiologist, they came in to do the epidural, they put in my back, and as scared as I was of needles, when they put that in my back, that probably was the best needle I've ever felt, and it was the smoothest needle. Like, I've never had a needle where I didn't feel it. And they put it in my back, and immediately them contractions went away. And my husband, he had to take care of some stuff that morning. When I called him, I said, baby, they're getting ready to they're going to take the babies. He had to come a long way to come and meet me. Well, anyway, he had to, handle some stuff for work and stuff. And my son was still with my parents. And so, anyway, he called 911 because he was trying to hurry up and get to me, because he was on the other side of the city, and it was gonna take him almost like about 45 minutes or so, I guess, to get there. 'Cause like I said, he was trying to handle stuff with his job and do things. And when I texted him and I said, "Oh my gosh, you're getting ready to take the babies," he had to fly to me because he didn't know. I was able to text him after I got the epidural, and by the time I got the epidural, it was time for them to bring me to the OR. So anyway, he made it. They were cutting my stomach when he walked in. Praise God that he was able to make it. And so anyway, that's like I said, it's a little bit of that story. I don't know if I included it in the last one. I was under so many medications and out of it. But anyway, that all happened, and they're out, and it just seems so surreal now that I look at my belly. I come home and I was a little bit confused. I had a little moment because I'm like, I come home, I don't have a belly. I come home, I don't have a baby. It's so weird not feeling them. I didn't get a chance to get to the third trimester to see the big movements and the big, and it's like I didn't get the maternity pictures like I wanted. I didn't get to do the body cast like I wanted. Things that I had wanted to do, I'm not going to be able to be pregnant at the baby shower. I've had a baby shower before for LeBron, but I wasn't pregnant with them, and this here, I'm going to have another baby shower, of course, for Londyn, and I'm not pregnant, so it's a lot of moments that I feel like we're robbed, but I am blessed at the same time because God blessed me with a daughter that's fighting every second, every bit, and every being of her body. She's fighting to stay here with me, and she's not alone because God is with her. God is healing her each day. Excuse me. God is healing her each day. God is making her strong. God is fighting her battles. God is just preparing her to be spoiled by me. And so I try to look at all the positives versus the material negatives, that make sense. The shower, so what if I'm not pregnant, and maybe, if she's there, it can be a welcoming party, I look at it just differently. And both of my kids, I can say, to LeBron and Londyn, this is how I had to have the baby showers for both of y'all. Y'all had to have a welcoming party because of how y'all were born. So whatever, I'm not angry. I feel like everybody has their own story. And even like yesterday when we went to go visit Londyn in the hospital, there was a lady coming out of the registration area and she was pregnant and she was really huge. And just for a quick second I was like, oh, like that was supposed to be my belly. And I was like, no. Just that quick I was like, no, that's not my story. Because I don't know what she's dealing with. I'm dealing with my own story. I'm building my own testimony. And so I was like, that's not what God had for me. That's not what God had for me. What God had for me is what I'm going through right now. And that's my challenge that I'm facing. And I have to keep remembering that, and I know it's going to be a little difficult when I'm shopping for baby stuff. I'm not going to have the extra treatment that, oh, you're pregnant, what are you having, But guess what? This is my story, and I'm just going to accept it, Anywho, I know y'all probably say, well, how's Londyn doing? You talking about everything else but Londyn. Londyn, Jade, like I said, she's a fighter. She's gone through a lot. She's very ill because with the infection that I had, she's trying to fight it off. That, of course, went to her. She's not strong enough to fight it off herself. Her white blood cell count is extremely low, and it's not fighting off any infections that she have. Other than the infections, she's doing good. They had to change her off of the regular ventilator and put her on one that kind of have her body doing this to help her lungs not work so hard, because like I said, she's breathing in and out. So anyway, she's just dealing with a lot right now. Her skin to me looks horrible because, you know, it's, number one, she had the little light on her that dries out her skin, and you know, they had to keep getting blood from her. Her skin just looks really bruised and so forth. She just is very ill, you know, right now, and today they did a brain scan to make sure that she didn't have any bleeding on the brain or anything. So I'm claiming that, you know, that came out 100% wonderful and great, and that there's nothing in the brain. It's just that she has an infection that she can't fight off, and that's it. And we're gonna find the right antibiotics to fight it off, and then she's gonna thrive from that. You know, she gestational age, she's 24 weeks, because yesterday I would have been 24 weeks, and you know, technically today she is 6 days old. So on the 6th day of life, they always do the brain scan to make sure everything's okay. What else? She is absolutely beautiful to me. She has the slickest little hair. She has the cutest little toes. She has the perfect little fingers, the cutest little lips. Like, to me, she's adorable. Just, you know, she's adorable. She's beautiful to me. She's beautiful. And I just know that God has already started her testimony to show how strong she is, you know. And everybody's like, yeah, she's going to be strong just like her mother. She's going to be stronger than me. She's going to be stronger than me. And no matter, you know, we have ups and downs with her in the hospital, you know, with her oxygen, her blood pressure, her sugars, her, you know, she's using the restroom now. She's having a little TT, and she's having a little poop, you know, just a little bit, but she's having it, and things are, you know, her heart is pumping, and she's good, and, you know, God didn't take us this far to leave us, and I truly believe that she is a survivor, and, you know, in 3 to 4 months, you know, my baby girl is going to be home with me. And I'm gonna be well enough and healed, you know. I'm gonna be able to care for her even more, you know. And so I'm just so blessed that God has given me a son that's healthy and a daughter that's healthy. And I'm claiming every bit of it, and I'm believing every fiber in my bone that she's gonna be home with me, and that God kept her here with me to bless me with a daughter, because He know I always wanted a daughter. And you know, I always wanted to be a mother, you know, biologically, and He's blessing me. He is blessing me, you know. And another funny thing, the doctors was telling me about, like, my breast milk, because I'm pumping, and I started pumping the day after I had them, and they were like, well, because you were only like 23 weeks, it may take a while for your milk to come in, because, you know, your body hasn't really, you hadn't been pregnant that long, and blah 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 blah. Let me tell you about my God, okay? I started pumping the day after I had them. My cholesterol, is it cholesterol? Call it cholesterol. Started coming in the day after when I was pumping, and now, y'all, I was on the phone with my dad this morning. I said, "Oh, Daddy, I gotta go pump." He go, "Huh?" I said, "Daddy," I said, "my milk is squirting everywhere. My nightgown was like drenched because I had been getting a lot of milk. My milk has been coming in like day 2 and day 3. Oh my God, like my milk is 100% there, okay? And it's so crazy because like I know so many of my friends or family that struggle with getting their milk supply in, and their baby was with them. And then here I am, my baby is in the NICU, and I'm producing all this milk. Like, Londyn have a storage of milk to last her the first couple of months. Like, I am engorged. Like, engorged with milk. Like, right now, they're hard as a rock because I gotta get a better pump. I was given a pump, and it was horrible. I had a hand pump, but the suction is not good enough. I'm not getting all my milk out. And my sister-in-law said she had one that she was going to let me borrow. The hospital kind was wonderful. It felt like they were going to detach my nipple. I felt like my nipple was going to come off, but they have like a little room that you can go and go pump in. I'll probably go do that today to try and get as much out because these things just don't go down. I asked my sister-in-law, I said, girl, when do they go down? She said, well, it's supposed to, go down and become flat and not hard when you get all your milk out. I'm not getting all my milk out. And so anyway, they're just like engorged with milk. And what they're doing with the milk now, because she's not old enough to take it yet, they swab her mouth with the milk. Because what it does is it fights off bacteria. The milk, my milk, fights off bacteria. I told them, I said, you know what? If this milk could prevent her from ever getting sick or whatever, I'd pump for days, okay? And breastfeed for days for her, What they doing though is they dip a Q-tip in it and they swab her mouth, and it kills certain bacteria, and plus it gives her the little taste. She's starting to have, her taste buds. So she's tasting the milk and she's smelling the milk, so she knows my scent, and she also knows the taste of my milk. So it, hopefully won't be a problem. Well, I'm claiming that it's not going to be a problem. That she's going to be able to latch on and actually know that that's mama's milk. So anyway, that's a beautiful thing. That I'm, my milk is flowing in. I'm pumping and doing that. My C-section is healing well. I'm able to do more. I'm, walking around. I'm moving around. The swelling I had in my legs when I left the hospital has gone down. My fluid and everything is pretty much evening out. Every now and then I get swollen ankles and swollen feet and stuff like that. But other than that, like my arms are back to normal. They're not swollen. The vajayjay, she's still a little swollen. I got the mom booty, the long mom booty. It's not my booty, it's the mom booty. Like I said before, my booty has resigned. I just gotta get it back, right? But anyway, my stomach is still, feels like jello. Feels like a bowl of jello. It's the weirdest feeling in the world. But it's it's going down pretty well. And I'm pretty much like back to my weight, because like I said, I was only 23 weeks pregnant, and I didn't gain much. I was all belly anyway. And just to think that I had 2 little girls that was 11, I had 22 inches of baby. And it's so weird because like 11 inches is like that long. And it's so weird to know that it was like 2 of them in my little bitty belly. I had the size of a 34 week belly. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of update y'all. I know y'all probably had kind of been worried. But Londyn is a fighter. Londyn is doing great. Londyn is going to be great. And I cannot wait until 3 or 4 months from now where I'm doing an update about her. And y'all will see me at home and be like, I want y'all to meet somebody. Or even, when she's doing great in the hospital, I'll start being able to come up, just record. I did record some stuff, with my phone, but I'd rather not share that, with y'all right now, or just, I'd rather kind of just wait until I maybe give another testimony video maybe. But I do have a picture that I may include for y'all of her. But that's my sweet baby girl. My sweet baby girl. But anyway, I think that's about it, y'all. I hope I answered most of y'all's questions. I have my 2-week appointment. I think the next, what's the next one? Yeah, next week. 23, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah. So it's next week I have my 2-week appointment, and then I have a 6-week appointment. Hubby's doing great. He was kind of dealing with it, hard, of course. Losing a child is never something that, it's easy to get through. But he's doing wonderful. He's an excellent, wonderful husband. I actually talked to him the other day, and I just cried through the whole thing. And I just told him how appreciative I was of him, because all through this, he was going to school. He was working 2 jobs. He was taking care of me, taking care of LeBron, bringing me to doctor's appointments, or, bringing me to the hospital to have surgery, standing by my side, taking care of the house stuff, managing the bills, taking care of the little man, and taking care of me, bringing me down, to my parents' house to be there, checking up on me daily, taking care of the house, picking me up, coming to the hospital, washing clothes, doing everything. And I literally broke down, and I told him, I said, I know why God put us together. I now know why he put us together. There is no way that I could have been with anybody else that would have done this for me. And just still going. Like last night, he got off of work and went to go see baby girl. She had, a couple of issues that we had to deal with. And, he came home. He started cooking. He had to go to the store to get some tissue and some dishwashing liquid. He came back. He was like, I said, well, I got to take a shower and I got to eat. I was trying to clean up, unpack a little bit, but we still have all these suitcases around. And he said, no, I got this. So he took everything and he was putting it up. And then he was like, you go ahead and get in the shower. I'm going to come in there and check on you. I'm going to go eat real fast. And he came in there and he helped me dry my feet and my legs off, because, I really can't bend or lift my legs as much. He dried that part off for me, and then he went back, started eating again. Then he came in there and checked on me while I was pumping. And he came, brought me some food, and he went spent time with little man, watched Spider-Man. Then he came here, checked on me. He went washed the dishes and cleaned the kitchen. He came in here, to be with me. We called to check on baby girl every night. And then he brought me some more, something to snack on. And he's just been so awesome. And I don't think he know how much that means to me. And, I told him, I said, you're so strong. And I said, I'm just in love again. And this has made us so strong. And, it's just nothing else matters anymore. He can go drop an egg crate on the ground or spill some milk. And I'm just okay. Before I would have been you spilled that milk and blah, blah. Nothing matters. Nothing like that matters anymore. Nothing like that matters. Nothing. It's so much more to life than spilled milk. So, anyway, I'm not going to make this even longer. This is already a long video. Y'all know I run my mouth. I ask that y'all continue. I know some of y'all been praying for me, and I've still been praying for y'all. Just please continue to keep me and my husband, my son, and especially my baby girl, Londyn, in y'all prayers. Any prayers will help. Just keep praying, and keep me and my family lifted. And that's all I can ask from y'all. I really appreciate the comments, the posts, the love that I've received from everybody. I've read every comment. I'm sorry I can't get back to a lot of people's. My Instagram name is Miss Naturally Yours. A lot of people have been asking me. That's because I was using it at first as just hair, because I'm, natural. But I don't know if you can change your name on there. I'm thinking about changing my name on there to something else, because like I said, that's for like my natural stuff or whatever. So if I change the name on there, I'll let y'all know. But I don't normally update my information on there. So so what I might do, I don't know. I was trying to think of a way to do it, but I mean, YouTube is probably the best way. But anyway, this video is going to be long. But anyway, that's what I had wanted to let y'all know. But, Instagram, I don't mind, y'all doing my Instagram, my Facebook. I try and keep it to just classmates and family and close friends. But if you find me, a lot of people have found me on Facebook, and you can message me, on there. So if you had a question, or if you needed me to pray for you or something like that, I received a couple of those requests. They found me on Facebook. My Facebook name on there is just my name, LaQuisha Smith, and that's pretty much it. What else? But like I said, thank y'all so much for all the love and support. I do want to say that I am praying for you ladies. Thank God, Robin, the little hospital scare, was not a scare. Jaden's holding on. Jaden's like, I got this. So he's good, and I cannot wait. I know you had 12 days. You probably, I think now when I watched it, probably got a little bit less than that. Probably got like, 8, 9 more days to see your baby boy. So I'm excited for you. Nikki Proverbs, oh my gosh, your little chunky monster. He is so cute. I used to call my son my little monster, so I hope you don't get offended by that, but I'm just saying, like, he's just so cute and chubby. I just love it. He's so handsome. And I see a couple of ladies that's about to start another round of IVF, so good luck on that, and I will be praying for y'all. And I haven't really been, like I said, watching as many videos as I should, or that I want to watch, but just know that I'm praying for the whole YouTube community, and hopefully when I get everything back together and get my life back on track, I'll be able to post different things and kind of comment on different things as well. So anyway, I love you ladies. Continue to be the lovely ladies that you are. This community here is just beautiful. One day, y'all, we need to all pick a spot to meet and love on each other and love on each other's babies, and just encourage one another. So yeah, we need to do that. Maybe the summer or something like that. Well, my little one will just be coming home, but we need to meet. We need to get together and meet with our spouses. We need to meet. But anyway, I love you ladies. I'm going to go ahead and go, because this video is going to be like an hour, 40 minutes long. But anyway, I love y'all ladies so much. I hope I'm not forgetting to say anything. And just thanks for the love and support. That's all I could say. Thank y'all so much. And I think it's time to pump again. Yikes. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Love y'all.